Today is November 1st. It's an e-learning day. So you're going to click right here where it says click here under November 1st. It's going to take you to the lesson page for today. Um, and then the first thing I want you to do is make sure that you take the attendance, which if you click right here, it'll take you to this page here. You'll fill it out just like you did on Friday. You're going to fill out your first and last name and whatever class period you have me. When you're finished, make sure you click submit. Once you're done with that, you're going to write an equation for a line, IXL 8th grade AA9. You'll want to make sure of a couple things when you're doing the IXL. The first thing you want to make sure of is that you're signed in. Notice how my name's not up here, so we're going to want to make sure that we're signed in and where it's on a screen where you can actually sign in. So make sure you sign in. If you don't know how to sign in through this, use Clever. And so the first thing that we need to remember is that equations are always written in the form of y equals mx plus or minus b. If it's a positive, it's going to be a plus b. If it's a negative, it'll be a minus b. So when we look, we need to know what b is, which is the y-intercept. It's also where you always start. So the b for this problem is going to be right here, and you'll notice that it is at 0. It's where it crosses the y-axis. Remember, that's the y-intercept. So this is 0. And then the m is going to be the rise and run. So you'll see, okay, it's 0 here, follow, it crosses in the corner there. You can draw your right triangle straight up and straight across. You'll notice that it rises 4 and it runs 1. Left to right, it's going up, so it's positive. So this is 4 over 1, which you can also reduce to simply 4. But here you're going to type in y equals the m, which is 4 over 1, x, and then you could put plus 0, but it's not necessary, so you just leave the plus 0 off. If it's a regular number, we have to put it. So again, remember that it's y equals mx plus b. And so we want to find the b first. And so the first thing we're going to do is find the y-intercept. And so I noticed that it's counting by 100. So right here's where it is the y-intercept. It is 900 there. And it is important that you realize that it is 900. And so then the rise is up 1 and over 1, and they're counting by 100. So you can just say that the slope is 1, or 1 over 1. A rise of 1 and a run of 1. And so for this one, we're going to type in y equals 1 over 1x, and then plus 900 because it's a positive 900. Same thing, we got to find out what the y equals mx plus b. We want to know what the b is, and we want to know what the m is. And so the first thing we're going to find is the b. And in this case, it's right here at -4. And then we're going to follow it. We'll see that the next point crosses there. So it rises 1 and runs 1. So the slope is 1 over 1. And then left to right is going up, so it is positive. So you'll type in y equals 1 over 1x, and then -4 since it's a -4. Here, the same thing. You want to find out what the b is first. You'll see that it crosses right here. It's counting by 1,000 or by 100. So this is -1,000. It's counting by hundreds again, so it crosses here and then it crosses here. So 100 over 100 is what you've got for m, but that reduces to 1 over 1 because they're both divisible by 100. So 1 over 1. And so you type in y equals 1 over 1 x minus 1,000. Make sure that you remember that left to right it's going up, so this is a positive slope. Go ahead and click submit. Same thing, you're going to start completely over. You're going to find your b, which is right here. Your b is -3. And your m, in this case, crosses again right there, is up 1. So the rise of 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it has a rise of 1 and a run of 6. So my equation would be y equals 1. Oh, make sure you put equals. Y equals 1 over 6 x and then -3 because it's a -3. Submit and you'll have a new problem. This time the b is at 7. And we got to figure out what the slope is. Again, the b is here. We go, it looks like we're going to go up 1 and over 1, which means 1 over 1 again. And so for our equation, we're going to type in y equals 1 over 1 x. And then since it's a positive 7, we put plus 7. For this one, we have right here is our y-intercept. The b is -8. And you'll notice that it goes to there. So it looks like we're going to go here to here. So our m is 1 over 3. It rises 1, runs 3. And then we check left to right, it's going down. So this is a -1 over 3. And so for your equation, you're going to type in y equals -1 over 3x minus 8 because it's a -8. You're going to keep going over and over and doing this consistently. Once you get here, just remember left right is going down. If your y-intercept is 0, you don't have to put it, but anything else that's not 0, you do have to put. If you have questions, feel free to email me at esutherland@acsc.net. Remember, you always start y equals whatever the slope is, plus or minus whatever the y-intercept is.